In the previous lesson, we installed a Drupal 8.3.3 and also made a decision to use UberCart e-commerce module for our project. I will keep this lesson fast by editing all the extraneous and repetitive bits. For step 2, we will now install the UberCart module. You can download UberCart from here, that is https://drupal.org project/ubercart, and here are the download links. Note that this module is still in the alpha release version at the time of creating this lesson. I have already downloaded this module to save time, and I am going to install it by decompressing it and then copying this folder, okay, and placing it in the modules folder of my Drupal installation. I have already copied it to save time, and this is it. And in exactly the same way, I will also install the admin toolbar module. We had done this in the previous section. This is optional and it's a very good convenience to have, especially in this project. Now, after you have copied them, now we will go to the extend page of Drupal. And here you will notice the UberCart package will have installed multiple modules automatically. In fact, you will see 5 new sections that has been added: UberCart Core, UberCart Core Optional, and UberCart Extra, UberCart Payments, and UberCart Shipping. In the earlier modules that we installed, when you added a module, a single module would come here. But now you just added the UberCart a single package, and you can see how many modules have been added to your Drupal installation. Now, what you have to do is enable the following modules that I'm going to say. And I have chosen only the minimal set required for our projects. We are going to keep things very, very simple, but at the same time, you should observe there is a lot of functionality and additional modules that you can start exploring at a later time. We will enable everything under UberCart Core: cart, country, order, product, store. And under UberCart Core Optional, I just want catalog, payment, and the report. Now scroll down, and in UberCart Payment, I want PayPal. So basically, these are the only things that we need now. And when you have selected everything, you can go and do install. A better and safer way for you to do this is don't do all of these in one shot. Enable section by section, starting from core, then optional, and then the payment, in that order. Just select from the core, save it, come back to this page, take the next one, save it, and go step by step, just to be on the safer side, because there will be a long script running after you do this. And when you have selected everything, hit the install button, and you have got nothing to do but wait for it's going to take a few minutes for the scripts to complete running. Once again, now I will jump to a point where the installation has completed, and at this time all my installation has completed, and I have also installed the admin toolbar. The installation is completed, and our next step 3 is to observe all the changes that have happened after installing UberCart. Now, the most visible changes that have happened are, and you can see here, a new store menu item now appears in the admin menu after UberCart installation. You can click and go there, and this is a complete configuration dashboard to control every aspect of your UberCart on Drupal, this page. And very conveniently, you have a status section at the bottom. If you had any errors, this is where it would show up. Okay, our configuration is perfect at this point of time, so that's why no errors is showing up here. One more important chain that we have to notice is that under content, a new content type called product has been created. More about that very shortly. More changes have happened internally to support the store, and I will show them as we come across them. For example, some custom views have been created, new permissions have been created, and so on. I will talk about catalog also. Moving on to step number 4, you should now first begin by configuring the store details from this store configuration page, which we are seeing right now. Visit all of these tabs and observe them. For example, the store address, currency format, weight format. There are defaults already pre-populated, and I am not going to make any changes for these right now. But if you want, you can make suitable changes. Like if you want a separate email address for your store, you can change that here. And when you're finally done, you can save and return. I will head back to the configuration page. And now, very important, let's go to the payment methods page. We saw earlier in the extend page that you can integrate with several payment gateways. I have chosen the most popular PayPal Express checkout, but there are several pre-built payment methods available if you ever want, like Authorize.net, PayPal Standard, and so on. After you select PayPal Express checkout, add payment method. So here you can give a label, and this is the name that is shown to customers. So make sure this is something very descriptive. PayPal Express checkout. Now for this to completely work for your site, you should have a PayPal account already. I already have a PayPal account, but I'm not going to add them here. For your testing and staging purpose, make sure you connect it to PayPal's sandbox server and not to the live until you are completely done with testing. You will also be given API credentials, that is application programming interface credentials to PayPal's site. You'll be given a username, password, and signature, which you can just copy and paste from your PayPal account. And when you have done all of these, you should go to save. Now, there are some options here for the review page. I have heard and seen that enabling review on UberCart is right now it's giving some errors. So I am going to disable these review options for this. The only thing that will happen is there will be no extra review during the checkout process. When you're done, click save and return back. And we'll head back to the configuration. Specifically, now let us go to the checkout page. Here, I want to mention a very important point. Notice this enable checkout. For this project and for a small and medium e-commerce sites, there are several serious security and legal implications if you decide to enable checkout process in your website. This means that you will retain some or all of the customer's personal and financial information on your database. Depending on your country, the requirements will change and the implications will also change. If you are a startup or just starting your business or perhaps testing the market, these security requirements will mean a significant time, effort, and money investment upfront in development and testing. Now, a great way to bypass this is to use a payment service like PayPal Express Checkout, like we have already done. And when a customer clicks on checkout, they will be led to a checkout page on PayPal instead of on your site. They'll be redirected to PayPal. This will be followed by payment collection successfully. And after completion of the transaction, whether success or otherwise, the customer will then be redirected back to your site after transaction is completed. For this reason, we will disable checkout because I don't want to retain customers' private information in my database. I can outsource that to PayPal. Unless you have secure SSL certification and all its implications, that is collecting personal and financial information, it is recommended that you use this technique also upfront. Later on, when your site has matured and it has scaled up, then it is up to you to decide whether you want to enable checkout in your site. So let me save configuration and return back. Now, just a point to note on a side note, it is possible to use UberCart as a physical store's inventory system also with stock settings if you enable that module and use it, albeit with very simple requirements. Let us move on to step number 5. We will now build a catalog for our site. Catalog is just a Drupal taxonomy. Create terms exactly like how you would deal with the taxonomy. You will already be very familiar with this process. When we installed UberCart, this new catalog taxonomy got added. Click here and you'll be very familiar with this. Our download file will contain all the details for our catalog terms. So all you have to do is copy it from there. And I'm going to create first one just to show you sandals. Give the URL alias, it's very important. And optionally, I'm also giving an image at the taxonomy level also, and we will do same at the product level also. Alternative text and save. Sandals has been created. Similarly, you should look at the download text file and create for slippers, casual shoes, formal shoes, boots, and sport shoes. So all of these terms should be created. And with that, I will conclude this lesson and we will move to the next lesson where we will be creating the meat of our project by adding products. See you in the next lesson.